Hello. The purpose of this video is to comment and suggest ideas and corrections for the floor plan submitted for our assignment. Let's review first the client list. So the client wanted a 24-hour cafe. There's a counter for ordering. There's going to be display shelves for food. There's going to be a screen for the menus. There's going to be ample seating with, oops, I'm sorry, uh, seating for Wi-Fi and some with electrical outlets. The exterior should be inviting, interior should be acknowledging the urban setting. Other than that, we also have some space needs. The client or the client is open for a outdoor cafe. The indoor cafe, though, it's 1,800 square feet. Ordering and checkout counters, maybe 250 square feet. There's a vestibule for waiting or for coats and umbrellas. They wanted a manager's office for administration security by 200 square feet, storage of 200 square feet. Restrooms, there's two restrooms, 50 square feet each, maintenance closet, 35 square feet each, and electrical closet, 75 square feet. And then three parking spaces with an outdoor trash enclosure. And these are for the site plan. We don't need that, but most of this one here, so let me see if I can write directly. Most of these things here would would need to be addressed. So let's see. So this one here, electrical closet and everything. There you go. So those needs to be addressed. Okay. Let's see what happened here. All right. Uh, so we know that based on the areas, the square footage of the building is around 2,800. Okay. And then we know that there's going to be an elevator. Um, the client is out open to an outdoor balcony over here. Okay. And then I think that's it. Basically, everything else is in the site. So uh, let's comment on the different floor plans submitted. And these floor plans are submitted without your names on it. So we're just going to comment on each one and hopefully learn from each other. Okay. So looking at this first floor plan, um, drafting wise, we do have to put in the opening for the elevator. Okay, opening for the elevator here. Um, and then this area here might be too tight here. Okay, so you need space for people to uh, wait and open. So if you put in these desks over here, that might be too close or too restricted. Okay. Uh, although they want an electrical closet, um, my suggestion is to relocate this electrical closet over here. Okay, it's a little bit like in the center of the room. Um, and then kitchen. I don't think there's a kitchen in that's required. There's a storage, and you have a storage here on the second floor. Yeah, so I don't think on the list there's a kitchen required. Okay. So here, drafting wise, you said that this is going to go up and then turn, and this would be where the landing is. Okay. So for this stair over here, if this one is where you went up and then go down, that means that drafting wise, over here, you must have a railing. Okay. You must have a railing here. And then there's no more, this little piece here should not be there no more. And then this should be straight lines now because you're only putting hidden lines because there are the steps above. Okay, so no more dotted lines here. So drafting wise, please correct that. And then I show that there's a railing here. Okay, there's a railing here. So opening, yeah, manager's office. The layout seems to be pretty awkward. you have like another hallway here. So there's a hallway here to go out of the stair. Then you have like another hallway here. So it's mostly like maybe unusable space or something. So may need to adjust a few more things over here. For the cafe, you have 295 over here, and then 286 on here. Okay, so we need 1800. Okay, so we need 1800 of space for the cafe. Okay, so we need 1800 square feet of cafe. So how you would get that might require you to expand the building. Okay, so maybe expand the building. I don't know how you're gonna expand it like this, or even on the first floor. Okay, you might need to expand the building over here. Okay, so so you need to sort of do a replan. Last one on the stair again. If you're saying that this is going up and you're going to go down here, I mean land here. So on the second floor, you got it right. This is going to go down. But then again, so this little piece here should not exist anymore. So this little piece here, and there should be some railings here. Okay. Yeah. And then again, like we did it earlier, all these lines are not supposed to be um, dotted anymore. They're supposed to be straight because you don't see them anymore. Okay. So yeah, I storage like a prime area here. So consider relocating the storage space that we have here. Maybe when you expand it here, you could probably locate over there because it's occupying a pretty good location, smack in the center of your floor plan. Okay, so yeah, let's improve this drawing. For preliminary, we sort of wanted to add more seating here, so you wanted to add seatings. You show it for preliminary. For the actual construction drawing, we don't need them anymore. Okay, but for preliminary, we should. Anyway, let's uh, let's improve this. Oh, one last thing. Because the people will walk here, and this is a lower floor on the landing. Okay, the lower floor on the landing. We might need to consider that there's going to be a wall here so that people will not accidentally walk under the stair. In fact, you might have a wall all the way here. It could be open if that's your design. Okay, it could be open, and then you could put like a rock garden over here. But um, if there is, then you should put a rock garden. Show it here. Okay. So yeah, this is ready for revision, and so we can proceed to the next step. Okay. All right. For this floor plan over here, looks like the door is offset to the left. So you would have people coming in here, and then the vestibule area, I guess, is this one's the dotted lines of the vestibule area. Um, and then the people will go to the ordering area. Okay. And it's utilizing a portion of the stair here. Although this one is actually a landing, so the portion on here would have to have like maybe a wall. Okay. And maybe just that much or halfway through. You need to check headroom, and you need to count the steps. Okay, you have to count the steps, multiply that by what, 7 inches, and then see whether there's enough headroom after so many steps. Okay. Drafting wise, this portion over here, gotta remove that. Um, Elevators right here in the back, pretty neat location. Concerned about that there's 230 square foot of cafe space only here. and then you got another 590 of cafe space on here. So that's little. We need 1800 cafe square footage. Okay, of cafe. So we need to either expand the building and um, now for this location here, we have a like a corridor, and that corridor needs to be 44 inches, I believe. Okay. But there's also a requirement for the um, door in front of any door. There's a requirement of, I think, 6 feet or something, 5 feet and 6 feet. So you just can't have a corridor that's 44 inches because you need a clear space. So even though they say corridor, that's only to pass through. But once you come into in front of the door, you need to have a clear space of 6 feet, and the wheelchair needs to rotate freely on there. So yeah, this may need to be revised so that you would have a um, clearance space for that door. Pretty neat. You go to storage before the maintenance room, and you know this is unoccupied, so probably just boxes. It's okay. Uh, yeah. Here you go up on this area here. You go up and then go through and land here, and then go up here. But again, we have to check whether you have enough space here or clearance. Okay, just want you to double check. So that's again counting how many steps you have and multiply by 7 if you have the space under, because you still have a structure. So yeah, so maybe you have a space. I don't know if you have at least here 44 inches, so that's supposed to be 44 inches. Okay. Second floor, this one's a better layout because you don't have a corridor, just like you have here. You don't have a corridor. You have directly out here. So in terms of use, you already have that. You already have that 5 feet by 60 inches or something storage space. Yeah. Drafting wise, I think this line needs to be removed. Okay. And then the railing here needs to be all the way to the end. Okay. Or you can just have the railing straight like that. And then this is just part of going down. It's open. So whatever you want, that's fine over there. Um, yeah, manager's office over here. 5 square feet less. That's fine. I think that's fine. But yeah, I think the biggest problem is the 1800 square feet over here. So we might need to expand the building, and I don't know how you're gonna expand that building on the first floor or the second floor too. Um, okay, so you have to look at your site plan if you can do that. Uh, but this is, yeah, right for revision now. Just few minor drafting, like this section over here. You want to clear that wall over here. Okay. So the walls must be cleared, uh, trimmed like that. Okay. Uh, yeah. On here too, right? So clear that. You gotta clear this one here. Right? You need to clear this wall over here, but you need to revise this portion anyway. So yeah. So let's do a revision on this floor plan, and we can now move on to preliminary. Okay. Okay, here's our next floor plan. The design, long back end. I think the site plan has like cars over here, and that's why. And let's look at the cafe area here. We got 667 and 756, right? Um, Probably short by a little bit more. Uh, and so, how would we add to this cafe over here the area? It depends. We might come in and show this to the owner and say, yeah, this is the best solution with cars requiring eating up the building, and you only have 70% of the building of the site that can be used. That with all these requirements, we can't really fit it in there. And the owner might say, yeah, well, let's just build a third floor. So that might come through. So, but this is around 14, okay, 1400, a little less than 14, okay. So let's look at the plan now. The customers coming into somewhat the center, okay, and then go to the ordering area over here, and then in the area there's a storage of 44, and then there's maintenance, and then we don't know the layout of that one. It didn't specify. We got a stair over here, so looks nice, coming in here. But then if you're occupying this, maybe this could be a grand theme of your design, that you have a stair that can be seen from the outside. So just comment, maybe you wanted a full window here. Okay, so right. We're not yet on the elevation, but once you work out on the elevation, that you probably wanted to like put a window over there. Electrical closet over here, full seating over here. Yeah, and restroom at the very very back, opening outside here. Uh, or I'm not sure if this stair is fit 44 inches, but yeah, the stairs should have at least 44 inches. Okay. Uh, and if you have, I don't know how wide that is. Also, and if you can fit the door there. If not, then uh, maybe the door can open this way. Okay. So that people coming in will swing the door and open here rather than go first here and then sort of enter this section over here. So just little bits of stuff. Looks like people will not be able to use the underside of the store of the stair over here. There's a railing, and I don't know if you want to put a wall there or put another railing so that they can use that underside, or maybe they can use partial. So you have to check again the clearance under maybe this section. Okay, you have to count the number of stairs here, multiply by 7 inches, and maybe you can use portion of that of this area here for seating too. Okay. Um, I'm not sure about the parking. Maybe it is here, and how would you expand? But that's you have to look at both of them. Uh, Elevator right on top of each other, pretty good. Going down here, there's a railing. Nice. Office is just here in the corner. Uh, yeah, well, this is suggestion is not to put the office here and put more seating over here, because it's not an office building, and so this corner you want that to be for customers, not for an office. The office is basically for the owner, but I don't think he wants a corner office. And here there's like no windows anyway, right? No windows on here. So maybe put put the office somewhere here in the back section over here, because what they're looking at from this view is the parking in the alley. Okay, which is not always clean. Sometimes there's dumpsters on the alley, and so they're looking at that one. But if you put like the office somewhere here, and maybe relocate the restroom or something, so you have to visit that one, and people can use this corner office. Okay. So the next step is the elevation, and so you may want to put more put more windows or not put windows. I know that this wall is being hit by the sun, and this side also will be hit by the sun. So this will be pretty warm from the sun during summer months. Okay. Yeah. So you're ready for your next step. If you can double check how to increase or get a little bit more from cafe area. Okay. And if you wanted to do an outdoor deck, just here over parking. And I don't know, but you do have to, if there's parking on this on the site plan, right? So there's cars there. That's a symbol for a car parking, and you may want to you may want to put a column over there, and there's another column over here. Then you can potentially use that as an outdoor deck. Yeah, just ideas, okay? For your cafe and get more cafe area. Okay. Yeah. I'm just ready for preliminary. I'm ready for revision for our next step. Okay. Here's our next floor plan. And it looks like they have different scales. Okay. So although it says here that this scale is 1/8, um, it doesn't look like 1/8 because this is the edge of the paper here. So these black edges are the paper, and so it looks like this one is 1/8, but this one is not. So we gotta adjust the viewport scale. Okay, check your viewport scale. Um, if it's indeed 1/8. Looking at the floor plan, so let's zoom in. Let's do the first floor over here. Okay, here's the first floor. Drafting wise, looks like the layer here is too thick, right? Okay, so the layer where you put this is on a layer that's just too thick. Okay, so that needs to be like thin and sometimes, as you've seen in other floor plans, they're grayed out. Okay. There's also like this line here around the building that needs to be maybe turned off. And so I don't know why there's a thick line here, or you just forgot to turn off something, a layer that you need to turn off. Okay. So I can't really read the square footage of your cafe. And you have an ordering, so you may want to put in a dashed line how big the ordering is, right, to get the square footage. You got an office here of 120. I believe they wanted 200. You got another storage and electrical, that's 80, right? And so that may be too small. I think they wanted 200 or 250. And then you have another storage that's 200. You got there's drafting problems with the walls over here. Uh, yeah, so um, can't comment a lot uh, on this floor plan. Uh, Seems to um, be missing a lot of information here and square footage. So yeah. What about this second floor plan? So we have to zoom in because it's like on a different scale. Uh, Looks like you're creating a quiet space here on top. There's no label on this one. So what is this? What is this area here? Uh, and then it looks like it's a restroom. You just need to put label. So from the first floor on this side, you are going up here, right? So you want to put an arrow and you're going up. That means you're gonna land here. This is your landing on the second floor. So on the second floor, when you land here, then that means that you're gonna have some railings here, right? And then some railings here too. Okay. So same thing here on the other stairwell. Uh, so on the other stairwell, you are going up on this direction. So this is where your up is. So I know if you're going up this way, you need more space there. Okay, you need more space. I believe that's 44 minimum, but we're doing a 48 inch. So so if that's where you're going up, then on here you gotta adjust that floor plan, because if you're going up from this direction, then you're landing here. So you gotta fix a lot of stuff over here, right? So you gotta fix that landing, the railing, all that other stuff. Uh, Looks like you have a window here and several windows here and several windows here, but they're just too small and the lines are too thick. So yeah, there's like several drafting fixes you need to do here. So let's work on that one and hopefully on the final, because this is supposed to be preliminary. So for your construction drawing floor plan, this needs to be revised, uh, especially the thickness of the lines and uh, drafting portions on like walls that needs to be trimmed. Okay, so there's like several draftings here, here, and here. So like these portions needs to be fixed. That portion, there's a portion here. There's a portion here that needs to be fixed. There's a portion here that needs to be trimmed. Okay. Um, on your entrance over here, you indicated there's like a gap. So, but what is this gap for? Right? I don't know what that gap is for. I've seen like in department stores where you have a door where entrance goes one way and then the exit goes another way, right? Um, and they're trying to separate that. But this one, if this is a double door, then you need to double make that look like a double door, right? You need to make that look like there's no gap in the middle. Okay, so yeah, so those are drafting things that needs to be done. Yeah, it does require more time to work on these in AutoCAD. So let's fix that so that we can move on to our next step. Okay, moving on to this next floor plan. A lot of our site plans do have this kind of L shape because of the parking requirements. So look at the flow of this floor plan. So customers come in, right? And then they would go to the uh, ordering area. Um, so it looks like it's okay. They just have like a little tight space here. Uh, so that's going to be a seating problem that in reality, the owner will have to decide whether to put this table over here. Okay. There's a maintenance in the very front. A little odd because you wanted to have the cafe inviting as possible, and you have a wall here that blocks the view of the street, which is the definition of inviting. It's open and you may want so that's just like trying to like just put stuff or put rooms that are required here, and so it doesn't really go well with the flow. Especially if this is a corner and you're putting a storage room there, and that could be potentially a good view, right? That people can use to open up the place. So yeah, maybe put the storage somewhere here, and then the ordering area over here, uh, with the maintenance room too. Okay, because all you can see really here are the again the alley and the cars park, and you're just utilizing the space over here anyway, so that's fine. Drafting wise, the elevator doesn't have an opening, so make sure that you have an opening on the end. Um, uh, the doors opening outwards, which is fine. Okay. The vestibule area is up front over here. You got a couple of seats for the outside, but yeah, this is like wasted prime space here. I'm gonna fix that. Uh, we probably can accommodate more seatings over here. Okay, and if this is a landing, then yeah, you can't. You might need a wall here, and you might need be able to use portion of that one. So you could probably put a seat here also. Okay, and another couple of seats here too. Okay, so like 300 square feet, that's pretty low. And so I don't know how you calculate 300 square feet if it includes this seating over here or just this portion over here, or it is the whole seating. So we need again we need 1800 square feet of cafe. Okay. Um, Going move on to the second floor. Uh, Looks like the stairs are correctly correctly shown with the railing here and railing here. But again, we have another just 300. So 300 and 300, just 600, very, very low for this one. And so in your case, are you proposing a third floor? Okay. And again, like office space, uh, with this being the front, okay, it's not a good location for electrical room in the front of the building. In the office space for the owner might be in the back area. Okay, so yeah, show some seating here if there are seatings. Okay, and elevator again, open it up. So biggest concern here is the cafe area footage. I've commented about maybe putting in a outdoor deck here or something, but you need to provide some columns so that the cars underneath will be able to park in between those columns just to increase the square footage. So you're allowed to do that too, um, or have a third floor. Okay, so yeah, yeah, not a these are prime prime space for seating uh, to view the urban setting. Because again, like I've been explaining, the view over here, if you don't have a deck, it's just the alley and the parking. It's better to have view of the street here because you got palm trees also up in the sidewalk, and so you want to utilize that view compared to looking at the alley. Okay, so let's do some revision and yeah, work on finalizing our floor plan. Okay, all right, for our next floor plan here, let's look at the flow, ground floor. Customers are coming in, of course, to the door. Uh, you might want to put in some more seating here or indicate some seating, and then go all the way back to the ordering area. No problem with that one. Looks like there's some uh, columns here, so you got some interior ideas that you wanted to express here. Ordering, you got like what looks like a bar area here, or some, so we don't know the square footage, but it looks like you wanted a rounded counter over here, right? Then you got the storage here with the maintenance. Where's the door though, right? So put the door. There's some like drafting here that you might miss a line. Okay. So make sure that you have a line there when you fix it. Um, Going outside here on this side might be a problem because you do have an alley here, and if there's a car, passing by, and your customers open that door, that would slam onto the car passing by, posing an accident. So maybe the door could be here. Okay. The idea. Drafting wise, elevators, put in the opening, right? I can't remember what this one is. I think this is the split parking where you have uh, handicap parking also up front here. Okay. Um, the stairs, just have to make sure that's 44 inches minimum. We usually just use 40, 48, but you can go by 44. Looks like you're designing this as like an enclosed fire escape stair because you got a wall here. Okay. So, um, you might want to use the stairs as an accident, not have a wall, but maybe some glass separator, so you can see this, you know, people coming in and out. Otherwise, it looks this is typically used for like fire escape kind of stairs. So you want to consider that. Also, if you have a wall there, you need to enclose this end so that people won't be going through here. Okay. Same thing here on this space over here. Uh, you either continue this wall and then you can use the under of the stair here, or you close that up here. Okay. Um, the storage door here, because there's a property line here anyway. You may wanted to swing that door outside this way. Okay, those little stuff. Yeah, on the second floor, looks like we have an outdoor patio, a deck. Make sure that you have clearance here. Okay, so okay, so that you have to count the steps and make sure that you have clearance on this side, which I think because of our 14 feet third floor, I don't know if you have 14 feet, but yeah, just make sure that you have that. Looks neat. You have a little nook here. You go out, and this is now outdoor. Which is cool. Drafting wise, again, make sure you indicate the elevator openings. Going down, you have another wall. So if there's no need for a wall, you just probably want to put a railing. So I'm just gonna put a question here, question mark, like why do you want to put a wall here? What's the purpose? Same thing here, right? What's the purpose of the wall? Because you, as much as possible, you want it open. So it looks like a corridor tunnel going down if you put a wall there. Okay. One of the biggest issues that building department will have here is, again, this is a corridor, so I don't know if you have 44 inches there, but like I said on other videos, you need to have a space in front of the door that's like 5 foot and 6 feet. I'll try to post that with this video later at the end, but yeah, this wouldn't fly because you need more space here. At the same time, you also um, have like a dead corridor here, and that's okay to have dead corridors, but if a handicap goes to that corridor, there's no way that they can turn around, and they can only back out, which is not allowed. Okay, any space that you have, you must have a turning radius. Okay, so people in a handicap must be able to turn. So there's some turning that you need to do that. So my advice is not to put a corridor here and relocate maybe the door here or there open. Okay. So yeah, so that area needs to be corrected. Manager's office. This space here pretty awkward. You know, you might as well just reduce the electrical room by a little bit so that you can have a straight electrical room like that. Maybe the door swings out because you only have a small space. The manager's office though doesn't really need to have a window, right? Because it's just an office space. Uh, Although you may Probably want to let natural light in if you have light coming in here. So you may want to consider some glass division that's not a wall, but like a glass that's opaque. Okay, just suggestion. This is you can put a wall there if you want. Just too dark, right? Too dark. There's no windows, so you may even change that this electrical room will be on this end. So this will be your electrical room, and then this would be your office, so that you can put like just even a small window, so you can have some light, right? Okay. Yeah, that's it. Been pretty cool with the outdoor deck. Just make sure that you have enough cafe space, and looks like you do. Okay, and then you have this outdoor cafe also. Okay, so yeah, just finalize this and fix this area over here, this area over here, these walls. What's the purpose, right? The purpose of this wall over here. Okay. Also, oop, the walls here. What's the purpose of them? Here. Okay. All right. Moving on to our next floor plan. One thing that jumps to me right off the bat is I have the stairs here with the landing on this side corner of the building. So we got a landing here, right? So this will be the landing. But when we get to the second floor, the landing is not on this corner of the building, right? So the stair location from the first floor to second floor should not change. Okay, should not change if you have the wall here and this is where your grid is, right? And on the second floor you have your grid here. The landing should be on the same spot. Okay, so the landing should be on the same spot. So this should also have a landing here, right? So that's where the landing should be. Okay, so we need to fix that. So the first step of your stairs, which happens to be here, should also be somewhere here. Okay, so that should land and start at the same spot. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna fix that. Somehow it got offset, and we need to fix that. All right, let's look at the floor of the building. The customers will come into the ground floor, the left side of the building. So come in here, and they would face a wall, and that could have a mirror there or a picture, whatever. But this seems to be a little tight. So it may be 5 feet, so that's good enough. Whatever, that would be the vestibule area. That's cool. Um, However, to open it up, my suggestion would be to locate this storage not in this wall. Uh, so maybe you could locate the storage to occupy, the underside of the stair. So maybe uh, that portion here, and then this whole portion could be like your big storage, and then you have this open area also for ordering. Okay. And the vestibule area could still be there. You move the door a little bit, or this would be the vestibule area to hang their coats and umbrellas, or whatever. So yeah, just suggestion. And you don't change it that way. If you want it this way, that's fine. Just making sure that the storage is on the back side and not occupying the prime space for seating or for ordering. Okay. You also would like to uh, take the opportunity to maybe put a wall on the stair here. And we're not yet on the elevation, so I've commented with some that, if people could see like, hey, there's a stair there going, if you go to glass wall and they could see that, that would be a character of the building, right? With glass portion here. Now I know there's the sun strikes this wall, so you may wanna wanna keep that as a wall. But yeah, if you have like a corner window or corner glass, that'll be also cool to look at. So you might want to incorporate that one. The elevators here, you drafting wise, there's also like a drafting problem here. You may have missed that line there. So yeah, try to um, put like a line here that's missing. Okay. So now let's go back to that elevator. I was just trying to comment that the elevator here should have a line here. Okay. But then, in the front of the elevator, there's a required clear landing space. So you can't put this seating in front there. Okay. Uh, and then the maintenance, you're trying to offset it, but you're not utilizing the space here. So you might as well just put the wall there, unless you want to put some more seating there. Okay, but if you have a wall here, then you can have seating, and seating, right, and clear the space here. Um, or you might need to expand because you only have like 533 over here for the floor area, and another 900 here. So you need to expand like maybe 400 more, 400 square feet, right? Yeah. So those are things that you may need to reconsider when you do your revision. Okay. Um, Looks like the outdoor cafe here is covered on top, which is fine, and you got glass over here. And so um, the railings looks good. You got a seating here that overlooks the street, which is cool. But again, when you fix this landing over here, you might wanted to again locate the office, uh, maybe here in the corner like this, right? So you got this all of this area for your seating. Okay. Um, yeah. Typically, we don't want this jagged, not a lot of jagged wall here. Okay, so if you're not using this space, you might as well just continue. Making the restroom a little bigger is fine, right? Or you may want to put the electrical room smaller, depending on the location. So it does say 75, and that's correct, right? Uh, but then if you have this wasted space here, you might those are things that you will definitely talk to the owner about. Why does it have to be 75 square feet? It can be lesser, more, right? And stuff like that. Uh, so yeah, drafting wise is cool. You know how to do that. There's a railing. The stairs really on top here would the first step would really be there. Okay, so you got this much space, and the railing start looks good, except that stair got offset somehow. Okay. Yeah, want to expand the building, maybe relocating the office here would give you more space, uh, and I think that's basically it. Yeah, so some moving of spaces, correcting the stair, moving some rooms, fixing some of the jagged lines here. There's too many jagged lines. Uh, you may have like one to depress the elevator and create more space here, but there's like a step here. It's too many steps or jagged lines, and More corners means more expense or expensive construction. Okay, a straight wall would be easy to construct, would require less money, but that would that would require more corner beads, uh, different kinds of framing. Okay, so consider also straightening the wall if possible. Uh, you don't want to waste your space on inside the elevator. So I understand if you wanted to limit your elevator space the way it is, especially also the way that I showed it. But yeah, there's just too many, I think, over here. Okay, so yeah, consider that those are revisions, and you're good to go for the next part after revising. Okay, okay, moving on to this floor plan. We can see the partial site plan here, which is what you normally wanted to show on the first floor. Is you want to see the site plan so that you know where the exits are, any corrections that you need to make. So this is really cool. That's why the floor plan has to have the property line in it, so you can see the extent of the property. Also some site elements, but on second floor it's gone, so that's correct. Okay, so really like that. That you have that done. So let's look at the flow of the building or the floor plan. Looks like the customers will enter the center, okay, and they have a stay at the center, which is nice, very nice. Just that the space over here is pretty tight since there's a railing, and so customer goes in, goes to the ordering area, and then I guess they need to go to the cafe seating over here, but since this space here is tight, then they need to like go around to the space seating. So we may need to do some furniture, or maybe change the location of the stair, move back a little bit. I know how much you can move that. There's certainly a lot of wide space here that's just too wide, and so you may want to put more distance here so that you can have more space to enter here, especially with that railing coming in. Um, and then drafting wise, you need to. This is if this is unused space, you wanted to put like a wall there, or if you have like a like rock garden, then indicate that in plan at the same time. Okay. You need a space here to enter the restroom. So you probably wanted the door here, and change the whole layout, flip or rotate, whatever. Okay. Uh, this this back the other stair in the back is really pretty confusing to me, because you said this one indicates an up direction going here, so it's like this portion here would be under the stair. So you're going in under the stair and going up. That means that there's a landing here, which we don't see. Okay, so we don't see the landing here. So there's going to be a landing. If there's a landing, there might be a wall here or a barricade so that people will not hit their head. All right. So if that's the case, you go up here, and on the second floor, if you go up here and the landing on the first floor or mid floor is right here, then that landing on the second floor will also be here. Right. So the landing will be there. So that's the landing. And since you are coming up from this direction, then you are now going and landing here. So you should have a landing somewhere here, right? So that will be the landing. So this up is confusing. Why they have an up there? It should really just say down. Okay, you should really have an arrow pointing, and then it should really say down. Okay, and then there's like an unused space on here, right? So and then you got this corridor here, and I don't know if it's 44, and then you get the corner here. It looks like you're trying to squeeze a as much big space of office as possible. Um, so you may need to rearrange a few things. Like just jagged wall edge might need to be corrected. Um, the restrooms are okay. The restroom layout on the first floor could be different from the layout on the second floor. As long as they're like on the same spot, it would be easier. They could even be in different spots, except that plumbing would really be easier to do if they're like one on top of the other. Okay, but yeah. So if the customers are going up this direction and the landing is here and going landing here, then drafting wise, this should really be a railing. Your down is okay. You got the elevator on the same spot, right? So uh, just want to make sure that the level of these walls are on the same level here, and which looks like it is. So looks good. Really, this space over here might be just too big for no seating. It's just like people standing there in this corridor. So you may need to change that layout and reduce this, the space or something. I know that this is only 180 and the owner wants 250. Uh, a bigger pressing concern is you only have 552 square feet on the first floor and another 400. So that's only 900, and you need 1800 of cafe space of seating. So and you may need to expand your building here and put the stair here or somewhere. So on the second floor, that would also be an expansion. Okay, so you need to do those stuff um, for your revision. Okay, so storage. Yeah, if it's storage supplies, normally it could be on the first floor. So you want to put this on the first floor. Office definitely on the second floor is good. Electrical also could be first or second. Yeah, but yeah, you have like unused space here that's just eating up construction space for the building that doesn't have really a purpose except you know um, corridor, just too wide to be corridor. So yeah, um, I like the center stair gives some like nice um, character to the building. Um, if you want to relocate the elevator, go right ahead and do that. But yeah, try to do some revision and relocate space and increase some space so you can meet the project requirements. And after that, I guess we have to look at it second time, and you're ready to go for the next step. Okay. So there's a couple more floor plans that I'm waiting on. So this would probably be our last floor plan for this video. So there's going to be a part two for this for comments and feedback. Uh, let's look at this last floor plan here. The customers entering the front of the building, little offset. You got a bunch of tiny rooms here: electrical room, maintenance room, the elevator, and drafting wise, you need to like put opening there and a line to close that off. A little confusing on this end here because there's no wall and the wall stops here, and you got ordering here, and this looks like it's a counter. So I'm not really sure what's happening here. And then the office probably needs its own door to go out. Um, there's really no um, square footage, so I don't know how big this office is, and I don't know the storage, how big that is. I don't know the cafe, how big that is too. Um, you need to indicate up arrows. So if this is going up, you need to indicate up. And then looks like you have two restrooms here, and then you have another restroom here that's incompletely done, so that needs to be finished. And then looks like there is no backdoor access, so because there's a wall here, you got a wall here, right? And so that means that you can't you can't cross this and exit out this door. So you need to have a exit somewhere here. Okay. Um, yeah, and there's drafting. You gotta fix and trim those walls and trim those corners and make sure that they match the wall thickness. All the walls are matching thickness. Obviously, this one on the second floor looks like it's incomplete. Okay, incomplete here. Uh, there's an up arrow. It's an upward here, so it looks like this one's going up this way. And if this is going up, uh, then that means that this is the landing. So I'm not really sure also if that's the landing. Because if that's the landing, then you're going to go and end up here. So this would be your down. So I'm not sure how does that work. So you need to put some railing here, and therefore this is like unused space. Um, yeah, lobby is probably not the right term for this. Lobby is like after you enter, then that'll be the lobby, or after you get out of the elevator, that'll be the lobby. Speaking of elevators, you got an elevator here. So the elevator doesn't exist here. So where's your elevator here, right? And if this was up here, um, then that means that this would be the down direction. This would be down. And if that's down, then you have to have a railing. There's no railing there. You have to have a railing here. Then you have to have a railing there, and you're missing the elevator. There are no windows on any of your walls. And if you don't want to put a window here, but looks like there's no windows. There's no windows. No windows whatsoever here, right? And why is this wall too thin on this end? Yeah. So I don't know if that looks like a railing. So not sure what's going on over there. There's some drafting issues here on the corner that needs to be fixed. Okay. Also, I mean, there's no window whatsoever here. So um, solid walls are not inviting to customers. They don't see what's happening inside, and so you wanna put in as much windows, especially for people walking, passing by. And if this is the property line here, right? People who is passing by, walking, might want to enter, but then if they don't see that this is like what's happening inside, it's not enticing to enter, right? I've mentioned in the other videos that corners are a prime location, for views and whatever. So that's not a good spot for your electrical maintenance. So you may want to consider relocating those and then finishing up your drawing. Um, a lot of incomplete areas and drafting issues here that needs to be fixed. So um, planning and drafting, planning takes a lot of time, and then you got drafting, and while you're drafting it, you encountered space planning issues that you need to fix. So it does require a lot of time. Uh, so make sure that we use our time effectively, because it's not this class is going to be a little demanding on time. Okay, so we can fix those issues, and come up with the best possible um, layout for a client. Okay, so I know that this is going to be like a 10-inch wall over here. That's 10-inch, but this one should not be 10-inch. Okay, if this is 10-inch, this would be like 7 inches, so it's narrower and it should not be. So this one looks good. This one looks okay, right? Because it's not a CMU wall, and but this one's too thick, and so that needs to be. And then you got a thin wall here on this end that needs to be corrected. Okay. So on the second floor looks nice. This is 10-inch, and this one looks like it's 7 or 8 inches. So that's fine. Okay. So yeah, there's some changes that needs to happen and drafting that needs to be completed, and items that are missing like windows, elevator. Make sure that that's added on to the next one uh, for our next step, which is the uh, uh, development floor plan developments for as we gear towards closer to construction drawings. Okay, so our design developments now. The design developments, several stages of floor plan, but yeah, there's going to be some revisions and drafting work for this floor plan. Okay. Okay, so we have given feedback for several floor plans here. And after that revision, we're going to finalize our floor plan, put some grids on it, and it's once we've finalized and revised it, we're going to make it ready for the engineers. Okay, so please revise these floor plans. I do have one floor plan that really look like mine, and I guess don't copy mine. You can like see that there are elements that, oh, that would work on my floor plan, like this back side over here. But yeah, don't copy the whole floor plan. Make sure that it's yours. Okay, and indicate all of the areas as much as possible. uh, okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things that we need to do, and as we approach our next module, our next assignment will be applying those revisions and making some layouts to a title block and getting ready to give that to the engineers so they can start their work. As our work is being finalized, they can start on their own. Okay, so yeah, so um, I might have a part two in this video. I'm expecting like a couple more floor plans, but um, adopt those revisions, and we're going to move on to construction drawings after our preliminary. Okay. Before that, we need to do some final layouts for our floor plan. Okay.